Hey guys, this is Peter Oldring. I'm back for a second time on the Du Bois podcast. My favorite podcast, talk about total drama, where of course I played Cody and I played Ezekiel and I played Tyler. And so you know what? If you want to find anything out about not only total drama, but all things animation, comedy world, you got to subscribe to the Du Bois podcast. And you never know, I might be back for a third time. And if you haven't listened to me coming back for the second time, there's a pretty cool surprise early on in the interview that you don't want to miss. So subscribe.
Chris told us to pick a paddle partner. It was time for me to make my move. If I could just get Gwen alone for 5 minutes, I knew I could woo her with my manly charms. Come on, Gwen. You and me, open water. What do you say?
Fine, but I'm in charge.
That's the way I like it. Yes! It is so on.
Yo! This year's winner is in the house! Bus. I mean, runway. Where's the plane, eh?
I know, right? Let's fly!
Watch out! Ooh.
Yep, Izzy's back. Also returning this season, Tyler.
Lindsay! I'm a goat! Lindsay! Wait up! Ow! My hand!
Welcome back to our episode of the Boys Podcast. My guest today is making his second appearance on my show. His second.
Oh my gosh, the pressure's on. Back for the second time here. Okay, I love it.
Yeah, he's a voice actor, comedian, writer, producer, director, and podcaster. You may have heard his voice as Gus and Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Friends, Rabbit and My Friend Rabbit, Cody, Ezekiel, and Tyler in the Total Drama series, Connor Martin and Glenn Martin DDS. And you may have seen him as Lonnie in Kickin' It, Dave Kirkpatrick in Blind Spot, David E. Kendall in American Crime Story, Clint and 911 Lone Star, and many more. So welcome.
I love it. Listen, there was a run of Davids in there, and there was another movie I did once where I was a Dave. So for some reason, it seems like when it comes to casting things, if the character's name is Dave, this is kind of what they're thinking of. This type of thing is a Dave face. So I guess.
And many more. So welcome the legend and childhood icon himself, my very good friend, Mr. Peter Oldring. Welcome.
Oh my goodness, what a lugubrious introduction. I don't even know if I'm not sure if I've used that term correctly, but it was a lovely introduction. Highlights a walk down memory lane for me of the many Daves I've played.
Awesome. Well, welcome along, Peter. And today's questions are going to be fan-submitted questions from our first interview we ever did. So.
Oh, I love it. That way, if I don't like a question, you don't have to take it personally. It's just some fan's question, and you go, yeah, that was a horrible question. I agree. They shouldn't have asked that.
Well,
I've got problems with condors. Why, oh why, am I not at home? I ponder. Trust me, oh trust me. I'm your best friend, and I'll never eat eggs again. Ooh.
The first question comes from Golden Goose Productions. He's got 3 questions for you, Peter.
Golden Goose Productions. Good heavens. What kind of foul-based programming are they making at Golden Goose? Okay, let's hear Golden Goose's 3 questions.
He wants to know, why did Cody barely sing despite being in every episode? And was it part of the script, or do you personally ask not to sing at all?
No, I love to sing. It may just be that they don't like to listen to me sing. I do know that, certainly there are some of the other performers in Total Drama that are really incredible trained singers. I am not a trained singer. However, I have sang in a couple of productions, including even a couple of live theater productions, but I would not consider myself a trained singer. So I know that when they asked and they said, "Can you sing?" I said, "Yes, I can kind of karaoke sing." And so I don't know, maybe my underwhelming response to them sort of didn't give them confidence to go, let's really play up his singing abilities.
Oh, well, I think you're a great singer. And I haven't your voicemails. You're singing like Peter. I can't do it.
Yes, I do. My voicemail is me simply singing. What a wonderful time to call Peter. That's
Yeah.
what you've done.
Golden Goose's other questions are like, why were all three of your characters not brought back in Total Drama Action, only for them to be brought back in World Tour? Coincidence, scheduling conflicts, like.
It's tricky because when I started recording with Total Drama, I was living in Toronto in Canada at the time, and then work brought me down to the States, and I was working out of LA for many years, working on a few different TV shows. And I have a feeling, as this goes back a little ways, but I have some recollection of it being a little bit problematic with me recording while I was working on a couple of other things down there. So that was kind of ironed out, and then I kind of came back. But I think that was, as I recall, was the situation. If I had stayed in Toronto, I think I probably would have been in a little bit more, but it got a little bit complicated as I was working on projects in the States.
So the commute between the States and
I'd have to drive back and forth between Los Angeles and Toronto to record my voice. And it was gas was the pricing.
Yeah. Wow. Now, were you brought back to the studio for later seasons for your Ezekiel's Pharaoh noises, or was that like
from then on, I was recording out of a place in Los Angeles called Patches Studio. And there was another one that we recorded with his Voice Tracks West on Ventura Boulevard, baby. And so I would actually be connected to studios in Toronto at those places because, as I say, that it was at a time then when I was doing a lot of work out of Los Angeles on some other projects. And so they would kind of squeeze me into a studio down there when it kind of worked out. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Like how they turn Ezekiel into that,
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Wow. People like were going crazy. Like they were saying, "My child hero," like all these.
That is so nice. I'm so happy. Well, as I told you the last time, I haven't really, other than on your show, I don't know that I've actually really spoken to folks about Total Drama. Sometimes it comes up in other things that I have done, but not specifically. And so it's kind of like, yes, you are a joining you is kind of like you're the only person I come on and I do the a little bit of talking about Total Drama with. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Did someone join our call?
ANNICK! Hold on, you're on mute.
You're on mute, ANNICK.
What is that?
Ow, Cody!
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. I have been learning how to hack. I heard about this interview, Cody. How could you not tell me?
Hold on. Are you on set currently, or did you walk into a post? What has happened?
Wait a minute. Can you see? Am I on freaking video?
Well, now only a part of you is. Now I see mostly a fan.
Oh my God! We have to re-edit this.
ANNICK, how's it going?
Oh my God! I have just got into a huge bender and I have a huge bandage on my forehead, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do the call, but only if you don't see me.
Well, listen, maybe we'll put a beautiful little smiley faces emoji over top of you. No, you just listen. You just say no.
Off of this.
You say I am currently on set. I'm doing a medical procedural. It's a big character role.
I could put a picture of Sierra too.
Oh my gosh! Oh my God! And we practiced this and everything, and I ruined it.
It's going seamless right now. This is what the fans want. ANNICK, this is what they want. Real life. Real emotion, real grit. How's it going?
You look good.
Well, this is me unbandaged.
Oh.
Right? So,
ouch. No,
you know what? Honestly, we have known each other for how long? Most of your life. Most of your life.
I was telling Joe,
you
were my teacher in Second City when I was a teenager.
That is right.
You might
That
have been
is
in
right.
your early 20s, and then we both
I think I was
realized
a
we were
teenager
little-
then too. I'm sure of it. The
Oh my
youngest
God.
teacher in Second City history.
I know you were.
15.
You were the coolest. You were the coolest teacher ever. We had a ball and a half, and I
It
think
was
we
so
just.
awesome.
It was so awesome.
And then cut to me getting to see you absolutely take off and flourish and like have an
Oh,
unbelievable career. Literally. And to be able to work together. I mean, it was really,
yeah.
really cool. I absolutely
Yeah.
love that. You know what I mean?
It was
So,
super cool.
it's
And
so cool. Oh, yeah.
it's just amazing too. Like this is your interview, so I'm totally going to. We had to say hello.
I
We just
love
had
it.
to.
Yes, we had to. Like, come on. I mean,
But-
honestly, when you signed on there, I was like, oh, maybe he's playing back a video from like a time that he was interviewing you.
Oh
I
my.
didn't imagine it was like you're actually gonna lie, like we're going to actually communicate.
Oh my God! Of course. I've been healing from my big
Yes.
wound, and I'm like, I can't wait to join. And this has been like the highlight of my day, and I'm
Oh
really
my. Well, it's
excited.
not the highlight of the week, and it's even early on in the week. I mean, it's like it's a Tuesday. We couldn't go highlight of the week. It's the second day of the week. Okay, but it's fine. It's your it's your highlight for a Tuesday morning.
Right?
Okay, well, I'm touched.
Well, I love you, Cody. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
Right back
we just
at
love
you. I feel the exact same way, and it's like such a total treat to have a chance to say hello and to fan out on you a little bit, throw some love your way, and to catch up with like a dear friend from many years ago, like for a long time,
very long time.
It's so sweet.
A very long time. If only people knew we actually, got on in real life.
I know. No.
I'm not an obsessive freak in real life.
Like half of the people on here are going like, oh, I think they're just making up that this is the first time they've ever met, and they're just making up. No. Oh yes, in the Second City and the training center, and yes, absolutely, yes, we were there together. I remember.
Oh my God! And a lot of people don't. This is your interview. Don't worry.
It is?
I'm sorry, I had a brain fart.
Tables turned. Annick, tell me a little bit about when you were a child.
Oh my God! Well,
tell me about the formative years.
No. But I know that I think I heard Bertie told me that a couple people have some questions for Sierra and Cody.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
How would you feel about maybe answering one or two questions together?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, this question comes from Music Memorial. They want to know if Sierra and Cody got married, what would their future be like?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I know this one.
Okay. Sweetheart, you go. Absolutely. Whatever she says, I agree with.
Okay. What was the question?
What would our future look like if we got married? I would probably have a large medicine cabinet.
Yes.
That would be most of the ensuite bathroom would be a medicine cabinet.
You know why? The kids are too young to even know this reference, but I feel it would be like very Misery vibes.
Oh my God.
Was that too dark?
No, I don't think so. It's a fabulous movie, but it would be a challenging way to exist.
I have never seen that movie. I have got to watch it. Yes.
Oh my goodness, Kathy Bates.
I know, right?
Wow.
I know.
Not to give too much away. I mean,
well, I know what it's about.
No, you know what it's about. But there's like this scene. As soon as you say Misery, there's this scene that I can't get out of my head. I don't know if I should share it or not.
With the leggy legs.
The hobbling.
Oh, okay.
The hobbling.
Okay. I've heard hobble. I've heard the story. Yeah. Okay.
Goodness.
I'm gonna watch it.
Tender ankles.
Well, I'm over 40 now, so I've already got.
Yeah, you're fine. And then now you know what? You're also in an okay place to watch that movie. You are.
Yay!
You're of a certain age where it will not haunt you forever.
Okay, good. Goody gumdrops.
It'll just haunt you for the rest of your life. But not
Goody
forever.
gumdrops.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, the answer to that question is like misery, basically vibes of the Misery movie. A lot of obsessiveness. It would basically be the Sierra show, and it's like, who's that? Oh, that's my husband, Cody. Don't worry.
And I think I would just kind of quietly, just for my own safety, just kind of quietly go along with it.
Yes, you would smile and nod, and you can't speak. No speak.
And I can't walk. It's like Misery. Just rolled around on a flat bed.
Woohoo! Life goals. Love it.
And then the last question is, if they had a spin-off show, what would it be called if they had a spin-off show together?
The Sierra Show featuring Cody.
Or a Misery 2. The Misery Continues.
Ooh, yeah, I like it. Yeah, the Sierra, yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
And I have a feeling like you would be in a very flashy font, and then I would just sort of be like in small, maybe even some letters missing out of the word Cody.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe just a C and a Y.
Yeah, just see why.
But I get the whole full Sierra caps, the nicest font you got, maybe
exactly.
In purple.
A lot of bling, very flashy.
Woohoo! I love that. So there you go. There's your answers, Joe.
Nick, I mean, come on.
Love how I started that on video. Had no
I love that too. Listen, and Joe, I mean, you're the the maestro. You're the creative behind this. However, you're going to do this on the video, whatever you're doing. But what a moment! The true surprise.
Were you surprised, honey?
Yes. Honestly, I was like, I couldn't even believe for a second that it was actually. I really thought that Joe like pulled something. I was going to play a clip from an interview that you did. So what a treat. What a total treat. I love this. We're actually dialoguing.
Nice to see ya.
So nice to see you too. Our paths are going to cross again soon. I know it, without question.
I hope so.
Okay, something's going to bring me through Toronto, or something's going to bring you through LA, or we'll just both vacation in Winnipeg. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, you know what I mean? A beautiful summer in Winnipeg. Wouldn't that be nice?
Summer in a Winnipeg. Wow. You know the way to
We'll bring our fly swatters. It'll be great.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to actually go to Tucson. So I spent
Tucson.
Arizona's like my place. So
really,
it's not as bougie as LA, but yeah.
No. This time of year in Tucson, girl, it's going off. Okay, it is hot. It's dry. It's a beautiful time to be in Tucson.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, yeah, so that's about it. But jokes aside, thank you so much. And if I ever, I'll message you sometime, or if you're ever in Toronto, holler. And
Absolutely, I love it. Yeah,
sorry,
what a beautiful surprise. I love it.
Okay, big hugs.
All right, darling.
Love you
nice
both.
to see you. Yeah, big hugs right back to you.
I'm waving right now. You can't see me.
I've got a peace. I'm shaking a peace sign, and I believe you can see that.
Love you, Cody. Love you, Joe. Bye, guys. Have fun. Bye.
Joe, how did you orchestrate this? How does technology work?
Sorry, JoJo.
Well, now you're just gonna have to remain quiet for the next hour, okay? You're still on. You just wow, how in the world did you orchestrate that?
So what do you think?
Wow, it's amazing. Honestly, I haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah, she told me she hasn't seen you since like 2010, so I figured I was
at least. It's crazy. Wow, what a surprise. I love that. That is so cool. Well done, man.
Thank you.
What a total treat.
So that's why
this is your life. Yeah.
That's why I put that picture now. I see why I put that there.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool. You've obviously interviewed ANNICK lots of times, I'm assuming.
Oh, once.
Once! Really?
And she's really cool. We've been keeping in touch back and forth. She's really cool.
She's awesome. Yeah. And actually everybody is on that show. Everyone's amazing. It's a really cool cast of people who are really, a lot of whom I knew socially before working on that show, and are just like really amazing talent and also just really amazing, lovely people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Cool, dude.
I hope you enjoyed that little surprise.
I did a little walk down memoir lane.
Yeah, you're like, am I reading that right? Didn't he? Like, what's going
Yeah, honestly, I was like, because you know when you're talking about like, oh, and the song, and I might play something back for you, and I was like, oh, maybe he's just gonna play a little something back from when he was interviewing her, and I can't figure this out. But that was really cool.
Well, that was because remember how I was saying my computer's glitching? I was loading. I was
Yeah.
waiting for her to join us.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Right, because she said she practiced it. And I guess she practiced it with the camera on.
Well, I hope you enjoy that, and thank you again to Nico Bonswin, the voice of Sierra, for joining.
Nick, what a total treat. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And like she's done so much voice stuff, like so many amazing characters and animated shows and stuff. Like she's an unbelievably talented, incredible sweetheart of a person. So what a treat. Yeah.
I had to do Cody and Sierra. They had to do the reunion. So.
Yeah, come on. I love it.
Awesome. Well, the next question is from DD Games 77. They ask, how did you get the role of Cody?
Well, you know, through just straight up auditioning, you know, back at the time when they were casting the show. And, you know, as I'm reminded, it was sort of like, it kind of felt really groundbreaking in the sense that of kind of doing a scripted animated show that was based on the idea of a reality elimination game like Survivor, right? And it was in a lot of ways ahead of its time, given then the popularity of shows like Survivor. And so at that time, it was pretty cool. It felt like a very different kind of project than most of the things that I'd been reading on. And so it was just through auditioning, and I had done a lot of animation at that point in Toronto. And so the casting folks there knew me pretty well and knew that one of the things that I really like to do is play multiple characters, you know, like play around with different voices and multiple characters. And so it just sort of worked out that I read for all of those parts, and then they gave me 3 of those parts. And it was really it was a real treat. Yeah, I was really thrilled to get it, and to see that ensemble of people come together was really awesome too. Yeah.
You voiced 3 iconic characters: Cody, Ezekiel, Tyler. They're all iconic.
Yeah, and you know, that was such a fun show where there was such a spectrum of characters there that you could kind of really play. I'm not going to say broad, but like that there were real characters, you know, like they were really sort of charactery types of roles in there that were so fun for not only myself, but for everybody else to voice. You know, it wasn't necessarily just playing someone that was close to your own natural tone. You kind of got to mess around and come up with some pretty fun characters with it, you know?
Awesome. That's really cool. Now, Loof Woof. I'm sorry.
Woof Woof. Is it a woof woof? Okay.
I'm sorry I got all these questions. I feel bad, Peter.
No, come on. I mean, for woof woof anything.
Have you ever gone back and watched total drama or anything you've been in just for fun? Have you?
I have watched some things. You know what's so funny is that I have a 7-year-old daughter, and so I every now and again I'll bore her to tears and say, you know, honey, Daddy was in a show. And if it's kind of like age appropriate, so there were a few shows that I have pulled up that were kind of like probably more geared for her age, but she's coming up on total drama time. She has not seen it yet, but I think she would get a complete kick out of it, and I would too, to like kind of go back and revisit. I haven't watched it in a long time. I certainly remember seeing it when, you know, like when we're doing it, but also, you know, seeing it in bits and pieces after the fact. But it is one to kind of revisit, and I'd love to do it with her because I think she'd get a kick out of it. Or actually, I'd probably get more of a kick out of it than her. Like, oh my God, honey, that was daddy. Dad, shh. Who cares?
And now you could show her, hey, that's Sierra.
Exactly. That's see. Then you want to see an interview with me and Sierra when she didn't know she was on camera, Dad?
Now, do you think it's possible for Ezekiel to recover and go back to normal?
I mean, was he ever normal? That's the question. He's his own unique brand of normal. There's always a hope. There's always the hope. I hold hope. I hold for hope.
Yes. And it's cool too. These 2 new seasons that came out, you probably seen them or heard about them. That he should come back. That'd be cool.
I know. I would love to. It would be like, listen. I would be more than happy to. It would be a total pleasure. It's out of my hands. But you heard it here first. I would love to. It would be a pleasure.
You love to. Okay.
Yeah. Now, we just gotta write some really kindly worded letters to the powers that be. Kindly worded.
Say please make Peter Oldring come back.
Yes.
Now, do you think Tyler and Lindsay are still together?
I don't know. That's a good question. What's your take? What do you think?
Maybe, but she might just forget him. Like her memory's bad. Let's be honest.
I know. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Like she might be like, "Where's Tyler?"
What? Who? Yeah. Who? Oh, who are you again?
Or okay, now do you think Cody and Gwen would work as a couple? And then the person says, "I think they totally would."
Oh, absolutely, they would. Cody would do anything. He
Cody was.
He would be the ultimate partner.
That'd be crazy. Now, the next person's Amaka. That's
Okay.
Amaka E920.
Maca, and I believe maca isn't maca a root? I believe a maca root is that something that you can? I feel like a maca root is something you can make into a tea or burn and rub on your feet. It's something like that.
Something.
But this may not have anything to do with that. That could simply be their name. Regardless, a maca, yes.
If it were possible, if Cody's cool, suave, Casanova act didn't get in the way of overdoing it, how do you think Cody would have asked out Gwen without the act? Would it be more heartfelt, embarrassed, calm, and collected? And if possible, can we have it in Cody's voice? And thank you for making my childhood great and the best.
Oh my goodness! So if I wasn't doing the suave act, oh gosh, I mean, I almost wonder if I'd get someone else to ask on my behalf. I think I'd be too nervous. I wonder if I would. But maybe an earnest way would be right. Gwen, I just need to tell you from the bottom of my heart, and I will stand in front of an X-ray machine so you can see my heart, because it's true, it's honest. I want to hold your hand respectfully at a distance while we walk and talk. Is it possible? Or was that too suave? That might have been too suave.
That's awesome. Now, this next person is, sorry with that, Liana 8. If you could say, do you think Cody would have contacted Gwen after the series? If so, how do you think that would have played out? And if you could say hi, Liana, but in your Cody voice.
Hi, Liana. How are you? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you reached out with your question. I'm flattered. I mean, as flattered as I can be. I'm getting a lot of questions right now. If I reached out to Gwen afterwards, how would that go? I think she'd be underwhelmed, but she would have she would have to respond out of politeness. But I mean, I feel like that they would. I think it would work out. I feel like they would sort of like after the fact. How could they not kind of like? If Cody's being just earnest, how could they not kind of? She would receive it kindly, nicely.
True. That's true. Now, Pesky Goal 9279. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened during a recording of Total Drama? It's the funniest.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I'll be honest that I think one of the things that happens when we get opportunities to record an ensemble like that, we didn't always record an ensemble, but some sessions were done like that. is that you would have takes that were often spoiled by laughter, right? Because we're all basically being kind of playful and a little bit improvisational at times with one another on it. So I can't think of anything like crazy, like nobody sort of fell off their stool or took down a microphone by hanging a sweatshirt on it. But I would think that probably in those ensemble records, the thing that always stands out is when it's a group of like-minded comedy-based folks and you're given an opportunity to work together and throw in every now and again something off the cuff. It is really, there's an electric, hilarious sort of mood and feeling and vibe in the room. And so I would have to say that, although nothing specifically comes to mind from it, but it would be that. That's always seems to be the way. It's like when you're really kind of riffing with each other and are kind of allowed to be playful and comedic with one another. I think surprising one another off guard with it. I would say it would be that.
I could see that too. Also with the sound effects, like with Scott McCord when he does the fart.
Yeah,
his voice.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, again, somebody else, Scott, who's just like an amazing talent, just an unbelievable, not only voice actor, but an amazing actor all around. But yeah, Scott he has some hilarious characters that come out of him for certain.
Yeah. Now, Aspect Commander 7144. They ask, we be doing voice acting in the new seasons if Cody's in it?
I would love to. Yeah, absolutely. I would be honored. Yeah, for certain. I have nothing but enthusiasm and excitement towards the idea of once again. Yeah, of course. As I say, I think the thing that complicated it is that halfway, when I started out in Canada and then going to the States, it just makes it a little bit trickier. Not impossible at all, but I think that's kind of like, I think that's really what made it a little tricky, but you just never know. All I can say is that I would absolutely love to. And, I have nothing but great relationships with the folks that make the show, and it would be if it's something that can work out with them and Cody comes back, I would absolutely love to. Of course.
You'd love to.
Yeah, awesome. Of course.
I'd love to see you too, honestly. That'd be so cool. I'd be like, oh my God, Peter's back. Let's go.
It would be amazing. Let's go, baby.
Now, this next question's from Guy. His just named Guy.
It could be Guy. I'm not sure. It could be Guy.
Yeah, Guy.
We'll use all of the different possible vowel sounds of that U. Guy, gooey, Guy. Okay.
Did you ever mix up the voices of Cody's, Tyler, and Ezekiel? Did you ever?
No. But I will say that usually when you're doing multiple voices, you record each voice individually. So I would do all of Cody's lines and then we go back in the same episode, do all of Ezekiel's lines. Like it would work that way. And before I do any character, they would usually play a voice reference, because in the beginning, there's a lot of work that's done to establish the voice. And then once you have established that voice, and you and the producers and the director, they all are sort of like, yes, this is the tone, this is the correct, this feels right for this character. There is always basically in that first run of lines that you will do, they will keep them in before every record session, they will play you back your reference. And so, and I wouldn't say it usually would happen sort of in the first 5 or 6 episodes, or when you're returning to a new season of a show that maybe you haven't done for a little bit. Because what ends up happening is that after about 5 or 6 episodes, you really, usually you kind of have a pretty good handle and a pretty good mental recall of like, I remember that voice. But when time goes by, they will often do that to just sort of make sure, hey, I think it sounds like you're sliding off that voice a little bit. Let's just play the reference again. And you hear and go, oh yeah, well, I was a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's kind of in the beginning, as you're doing those different voices, it would not be too often that you would play multiple voices in a single take. Like even if I'm having a conversation with myself, they would usually separate those tracks. Although I have done that on very rare occasions, and I do know some voice actors who really have the facility to do that. Like Eric Bauza is a guy who is an amazing voice actor, and I have been in sessions with him where I will see him doing both characters that he will have in conversation. And it's he really has a true gift at that. You know what I mean? Like he would be sort of one of those rare exceptions that really has the ability to kind of like do that and keep in his mind those voices. Yeah.
I actually, believe it or not, got to interview him. He was one of my first ever interviews ever.
Oh my gosh, he's such a nice guy. I mean, the most down to earth, humble, really kind guy who just has a really amazing facility for doing voices. Yeah. And mimicry. I mean, he can, there's almost no, the number of animated characters that he can kind of emulate or basically mimic, it's kind of endless. Like he just has that ability where he's like, he can kind of do any voice. It's amazing. It's amazing.
True. Okay. Now, Mr. Disney Geek 344 was voicing all three a challenge, all three characters.
It's funny. I think I just love doing that. And I think it's because of my background in improvisation, where you're really kind of asked in improvisation to jump into characters kind of immediately. And so it's funny, like I know when I first started out doing any animation, because I had, as I said, kind of grown up improvising. I grew up in Calgary at an improvisational theater called the Loose Moose Theater. And when I then went on and I went to theater school and blah, 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 I met up with an agency that would become, my agents for a long time now. And I met with the agent, Elaine Hammett, at the time at Oscars, Abrams and Zimmel. And she was in charge of the voice department. And she was like, yeah, come on in here and let's get you to read a couple things and see if you can do voiceover. And because animation aligns itself so much to improvisation, she gave me a few scripts and she was sitting in there and she was listening on her headphones and I was listening on my headphones and reading on the microphone and doing all my characters and whatever. And she was like, I think you can do this. And I said, I think I can too. And that began a relationship with her that would last until she retired. And we just did so much animation together. And she really, really helped me get a foot in the door and was the first one to recognize, this is that I have the ability to do a lot of different voices. And, not everybody does. I mean, like there are some people who they have a very pronounced character rich voice, their own natural voice. And sometimes I think it's hard for some people to veer off of that tone. Like that is their tone and that's kind of what they hear. But for whatever reason, I was always one of those people that could kind of put on crazy broad voices, and it was born out of really out of improvisation, where you're kind of just jumping in and out of different scenes as different characters as scenes would progress, that I think it just kind of exercised that muscle, And so when I started out with her, she was just kind of like, I think you can kind of like do animation and like a lot of voices. And I was like, I think I can too. And so when I got the chance to do multiple voices for Total Drama, I was absolutely loved it. And I really wouldn't say that I find it a challenge, because it's just a muscle that I kind of always exercised. And then having the support of directors, producers to sort of go, yeah, let's just mark out these voices and we'll figure out how we're going to record this so that it's like stays in your head. So you kind of are on voice for it, made it really feel kind of easy or natural for me somehow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Kitty Cat 3880.
Me, yeah, this kitty cat's got claws. Okay.
Now, in Total Drama, which character do you think you were most like the 3D voice?
Oh, probably Cody. Definitely. Cody? Yeah, I think that would probably be like, I think if I think about my own growing up and the rest of it, I'd sort of say like, yeah, I was probably mostly like Cody.
You're not like Tyler, man. I can't do his voice, but you know.
No, I mean, I maybe at the time I always sort of felt like, yeah, I'm kind of like Tyler, but no, I was Cody.
No, Volvax 8062 is Ezekiel. Is Ezekiel ever going to get redemption? Like almost like.
I know. Have his day. Have his comeuppance.
He'll be back. He'll return.
Exactly. I mean, good question. I would love it, but good question. Not sure. Hard to say. Well, it would be well deserved.
True. Now, this next one's more if you could sing the song. I'm gonna get my phone though. Can I get off the charger?
Of course.
I'll be right back.
Just warm up lightly. To my professional. I'm fine. You might notice now that Joe's gone and I have complete helm of the program, I will take a small pivot towards health. You might hear just a small rattle in my chest. It's the remnants of a holiday COVID bug that I got. Oh, Joe's back. I better not talk about this anymore. I had it and it's still clearing out. Joe, you're fine. We don't need to wear masks. I have a sound thing over my microphone that I think will absorb any. You can see it. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But I was just saying the small rattle and occasional cough you hear is the remnants of COVID. Second time through. It's here. What are we going to do? Okay.
Okay, ready, Peter?
I believe I am.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the video first.
I'm gonna record it on here, and then I'm going to play it down here, and I'll just go, and then you'll say, "Oh my gosh, it sounded exactly like the original."
Okay. I also got the lyrics too, so if you want the lyrics after that, so you know what you said, so you remember.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I've got problems with condors. Problems with condors. Why, oh why am I not at home? I ponder. Trust me, oh trust me. I'm your best friend, and I'll never eat eggs again. Oh, Christian.
Oh, I like condor. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, I mean,
here you go, like, Peter. If you need, can you see that?
I've got problems with condor. I mean, I'll tell you what, that thing should chart. That song should chart. And I know that's just me saying it because it was me singing it, but I feel it's amazing. It's catchy. We've already got the video. No reason that you wouldn't sort of put that out. I'd, put that up against whatever John Mayer's throwing out these days. Why not? Sure.
Oh, thank you, Peter. I knew that. That was funny because this is one of my favorite songs in the season. So thank you.
I love it. Absolutely.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm trying now to limit to like one per person now because every person like had 4, so I'm trying to limit to one.
Gosh. Okay. So, yes, just to like cutting down to the meat and bones.
Yes.
Of their questions. Yes.
Now XX cartoon X crazy XX. That's a lot of X's, by the way.
There's a lot of X's in there.
Asks.
I have a feeling what the password for their accounts are. Many X's. 17 X's. Just keep on hammering X and I've accessed their account. How did I crack the code?
Was there a reason that Cody didn't sing too much during World Tour? His vocals were amazing. In Condor, it's a shame.
I know. Precisely. It's a great question. A valid question. With pipes like that, I should never talk. It should all be sung. Maybe in future seasons, maybe that's what it is. Cody's back, but he only sings. The fans have demanded it. As you can tell, I have no hesitation to sing. It's whether other people have the patience to listen to it.
I'll listen to it. It sounds fun.
There you go. So it's a great question. for
Okay.
an untrained singer who's a little pitchy. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Give Cody a chance. Maybe that's it. Maybe this is the beginning of Cody's cutting an album.
True. He was with I think they went to the drama. No, was that that was him. The Drama Boys. Remember, it was you, Harold.
Mm-hmm. Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready to go anytime. The Golden Throat.
Sounds like a now Jay Sickle, 45. They ask.
Nice.
They ask, what were your thoughts on seeing Cody being mauled by a bear, causing your season 1 elimination?
Ooh, my goodness. The bear had great taste. Obviously, there's that. But it's never easy to get mauled by a bear, even when the bear's animated and you are too. So I would say, and it did lead to that was it for Cody. So I didn't like that. But way to go out. Actually, isn't there a famous stage direction and Shakespeare play, which is someone exits chased by bear. So, in the history of great drama, what a way to go out.
Drama.
In the mouth of a bear. Total drama. In the history of total drama. Go out being eaten and mauled by bear.
That'd be crazy. Now, what's your favorite ship for any of the characters? Like, do you know what shipping means, Peter?
No. I mean, I like, tacos and guacamole. Is that something?
Like ship, like Cody and Gwen, like who like a good like couple, like Duncan and Courtney, Gwen and Duncan, like.
Oh, who would be the ultimate match?
Yes.
Oh my God! I mean, I gotta go. Come on, I gotta go. Cody and Gwen. Like, I mean, that's like we're going right back to the heart of the matter. So would that'd be a Gwody? There'd be a couple Gwody.
Gwody.
Is that what it is? Or Cohen? Gwody or Cohen? Oh my God, it's Gwody. No, that's Cohen. It's Coden. Coden. Coden.
Now, Entertain I Lumen Animate 97.
My God, that would be most of the email right there. Just getting that email address out takes up most of the space on that page.
If Ezekiel will be in a future season, because Tom McGillis said he wants to make Ezekiel have more character development.
Oh, hey, listen, if Tom says so.
He's the big boss too.
He's the big boss. What are you gonna do? He's such a nice dude too. So I mean, from his lips to the ears of whatever deity you believe in, I say yes.
You say yes. Sounds like a plan to me. Now, Carva 1109, if you could meet any of the characters you have voiced, who would you want to meet?
If I could meet any of them.
Like they came to live and then you like meet
them. That's hard. Because honestly, that's hard. I don't know. And the only reason I say it is because it's like, whenever you are fortunate enough to get to play a character on any animated project, you just love doing it and you love coming up with the voice and you love like developing it with the people who are creating the show and the writers and producers and director. And so I just love all of those sort of characters that I've gotten to do in the past. It's really hard for me to say who would I like to meet. In some way, I'd like to meet all of them. Then I was thinking like, well, I mean, maybe I would choose to meet like one of the animal characters that I've done because it's an animal. So I'm talking to a rabbit. But I think, so I can't really answer that. It's like asking it's like asking a parent, which of your children is your favorite? I mean, of course, the parent knows, but they just never say. They could never say. But they know. They know.
Now, Slappin' DNZ. Let's see which one I have. Which one?
Slappin' DNZ.
Oh yeah. Okay. If you've heard of the memes about the pyramid between you and Alejandro.
No. If I've heard about the memes.
Like with the memes about you and Alejandro together, Tyler and Alejandro.
No. Oh my God! I'm learning so much here. It's going to get me going, doing some searching online here. No, I have not. I have not.
I would not recommend searching that, Peter. Just a fair
You would
warning.
not recommend.
Because there's a
Oh.
lot of weird pictures online. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, no.
When I looked it up, I was like, "What the heck am I looking at?"
Who animated this?
Yeah.
What is this? No, have not, but I will. I mean, now now you've piqued my interests. I'll cautiously search, but I'll put on I'll put on parental parameters around my search, so that I don't see something.
I didn't know about that either. When I saw, I looked up. I was like,
I mean, there you go. There you go. Maybe a future season. We don't know. I have no idea. Obviously animated with a certain amount of discretion, but okay.
And they were wondering if they could get a hi or some sort of greeting like that from you as Tyler.
Oh, hey!
Is that one? And then, okay, this one is from a Facebook Total Drama group. Drew Brady. He asked, Cody was originally supposed to be in All Stars. How does Peter think he would have done in that season?
Ooh, I sort of feel like, honestly, I've always sort of felt like, Cody could take it all the way. That would have been the one. That would have been like, I think there would have been a little bit of love online for that, to see him go the distance in that one. I think.
Cody,
I'm a little biased.
Cody needs to win a season. That'd be cool.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, I sort of feel like, there's that underdog aspect of Cody that I kind of feel like, if he took it all the way, I think there'd be a lot of people who are like, yeah, go, finally, all right.
Now, this next question is from Instagram. Izzy
Heard of it. Okay. And let me know if anything comes from Twitter. Excuse me, X. Everyone still does that, where they go like, if you're listening to whatever's going on, say this one's comes from X, formerly Twitter. We know. We know.
Do you think that username Murray said earlier, the XXX, do you think they use?
Man, they have to.
Come on now.
They lost their mind. They're finally, when it was like Twitter becomes X, they're like, oh my God, I was right all along. I knew it. That's my platform.
I just try to make you laugh. But yeah, Izzy asks, what favorite line or delivery from the characters you played? Do you have a favorite line?
Ooh, that's a good question. This is a weird one, and it was from a short-lived show called Undergrads. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. Really funny writing, but for whatever reason, there was this character that I played that I can't even remember his name right now. And on paper, they said, like, at the end of some phrases, this guy would just say SHMA, shma, and for no real reason. Like, it's not a word, it's not anything, but like in the reading of this guy, they were just like, yeah, I don't know, like whatever you think that would be at the end of like talking, at the end of saying something. And so I would like, say whatever I was saying with him and just finish with it. Shma.
Your whole face like turned.
And so it was just like this weird thing and then they laughed, and it would just become this thing where they're like, yeah, as much as you want to throw that in, go for it. That would just this way. This guy would shma. It was like his little weird, like, comfort word after he spoke. So maybe that, because it was just so strange.
I'm sorry, your facial expressions when you do that. Sorry. Now, are you aware of Total Drama Rama, or do you have any opinions on it?
No, I don't know.
Do you know what Drama Rama is? Total Drama Rama?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay.
Do you?
It's like when
am I being punked? Is it a thing?
It's when they're little kids when they go to daycare. Helps do more.
Oh, maybe maybe that does sound familiar. Oh my.
Cody's
God.
in it, but you're not, of course, Cody, of course, though.
Baby Cody. No.
And then opinions on your character's eliminations. What's your opinions?
Oh, well, of course, it meant that the fun was over for me, so I hate it. But that's what I say. Like, honestly, I will say, because Ezekiel in the first season, I was the first eliminated, and I loved playing him, that I was like really pretty bummed to be out first as him, because I was like, oh, he's just such a fun character to play. It makes sense that Ezekiel was first, but like I would say I was bummed because I was like, oh, I want to keep on playing. I want him to go a little further into the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's you'd always get voted out first too.
I know.
And then, so you do those noises, like his weird noises he would make, like that.
Yep.
Sorry, Peter. That's really cool. Now, do you have any questions? Does Peter have any questions?
Do I have any questions?
Yes.
How did I do? Did it make sense? Was I speaking in full sentences? Did I answer all of the questions? All the questions from XXX MYMTX MC14XX. No, I don't really have any questions. I mean, other than to say that it's just a pleasure to talk to you, and to also say, like, oh my gosh, to see ANNICK on here, like, what a total treat. And and really, I'm just like, I'm so touched by everybody that has sort of reached out to me on social media, which I'm not really on, to be honest. You know, like I don't really, I'm not on that much, I would say. So, but you know, I do know that I have lots of folks that love to reach out to me about Total Drama and about the characters that I play, and I'm really, really touched that people are have responded to it in that way, and it means a lot to me to sort of feel like that there's people that have really enjoyed the show and enjoyed characters that I got to play and characters that all of my friends have got to play and enjoy that show. And so that's like, it's amazing, and I'm really thrilled to be a part of something that has really struck a chord like that. So in that way,
childhoods.
Well, and even in that way, where if I don't even, you know, necessarily respond to all of the folks that have reached out to me about the characters and roles and stuff that I've done, just know that even if I haven't had an opportunity to reach out to people about that, that I'm really touched and honored to be a part of something that has meant so much to so many people.
Yeah, and thank you for making my childhood as well, Peter. Thanks.
Listen, my pleasure, my total pleasure. And great to talk to you again, Joe. And thanks for reaching out after the holidays. And you know, it really is. It's a pleasure. Maybe I can jump on and surprise somebody else at some point down the way. And I'll bandage up too. I'll put on some bandages, and you know, I'll do the whole thing. I'll do the thing.
And before I let you go, Peter, too, would you be willing to come back on in the future, part 3, more questions?
Yeah, you know it. If there's more questions, if you know XX43XX VXXX at Gmail has more questions, it would be my pleasure to answer.
Awesome. Peter, is there anything you want to promote and shout out? Like helping?
Well, you know, actually, upcoming in this winter and spring, in February and March, I'm doing a few live comedy shows across the western part of Canada. So I don't know for anybody who is in the western part of Canada, but for that, you can find out stuff. You'll be looking for This Is That, which is a comedy show that I've done for years with a partner of mine. We're doing a show in Victoria and Vancouver and Calgary and Edmonton and other places as well. So you can check that out. And for more information about me and things that I'm up to, you can go to peteroldring.com. And I post about things that projects that are upcoming. And other than that, stay tuned here with Joe, and he'll keep you abreast of everything that I'm doing.
Yeah, I can also link down below your podcast because you have like Dexter.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Dexter
Guff. Go Dexter Guff. This Sounds Serious, and actually you can find This Is That as well. Some archived podcast episodes of that. So check them all out. They're all comedy-based podcasts, and you might really enjoy it for sure.
I have a laugh because I see like This Is That clips on YouTube. I have a laugh every time.
So you got to check out those videos. We had a lot of fun making those. Yeah, for certain.
Thank you again, everyone, for submitting awesome questions for Peter to answer. Thank you. Thank you again, Peter, for being an awesome, amazing guest as well for a second time. Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Come on. It's a treat. It's an honor.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome, and you stay awesome, Peter.
Thanks, Joe. You too, buddy.
I've got problems with condors. Problems with condors. Why, oh why am I not at home? I ponder. Trust me, oh trust me. I'm your best friend, and I'll never eat eggs again. Oh, Chris, ooh. I've got problems with